This week in nerdy news, this is LTNN. Everything is TikTok now. With the popularity of TikTok, we've seen several apps move to copy its slightly randomized, slightly algorithmic, top-scrolling, short-form portrait video format by making it an additional feature to their own apps. Instagram and Facebook are doing it with decent success. YouTube added its Shorts feature, which few people care for. Netflix just rolled out one in their app to help people quickly see clips of new content. And now even Spotify is getting into the game. However, this one has potential to become its own thing, not simply a clone. Spotify is testing a Discover tab in its beta iOS app that shows full-screen video clips as songs are played. This will become a way to see slightly randomized, slightly algorithmic music tracks and hopefully discover new artists or new songs from artists you've previously liked. A quick and simple way to broaden your musical tastes. Each individual track can be liked as you scroll through the feed. It's too soon to tell if this will be implemented app-wide as an official update, but we think it has promise. Unlike YouTube Shorts. Just stop it, Google. You seem desperate. That was This Week in Nerdy News. I'm Radio Matt, and this is LTNN. Have you ever been around another person that used a word or phrase that you were absolutely certain you should know, but you didn't? Of course you have. Well, don't worry, nerd, because we've got some great news for you. You're about to learn something brand new. This is the real world, bub, and you need to learn to hold your own in a nerdy conversation. So pull up an ear and pay attention, because LTN has another nerdy definition for you. Today's term is Nerf. No, we're not talking about the toy guns or the fin footballs. We're talking about a species of furry, non-sentient animals raised for their milk, meat, and hide all across the Star Wars galaxy. Nerf meat could be used in various food dishes, including Nerf steaks, Nerf stews, and even Nerf nuggets. Their milk also has nutritional benefits, and additionally, Nerf hides could be utilized to create leather goods. Individuals who herded Nerfs for a living were referred to as Nerf herders. This profession, however, was seen as a low-rung job given by the fact that Nerfs were often regarded as disgusting because of their strong body odor and tendency to shed and expel filthy mucus from their mouth and nose when frightened. This is why Nerf herder was sometimes used as an insult. Bonus fact, the memorable insult first spoken by Princess Leia in The Empire Strikes Back was adopted by a rock band in the 1990s, Nerf herder, who was known for supplying the theme song to the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So the next time someone calls you a scruffy-looking Nerf herder, you don't have to waste brain power trying to figure out what the heck that means, because you understood that reference. This week in Nerd History, into the Stan Lee-verse. Nerd History. Though it feels like a decade ago now because time has lost all meaning, it was only 3 years ago, December 1st of 2018, that Miles Morales was given his first feature film with an absolutely breathtaking movie, Into the Spider-Verse, a uniquely animated movie that saw a multiverse of spider people and a pig all come together to stop Kingpin from tearing reality apart. Seriously, if you haven't watched it 10 times already, you are wasting your life on unimportant things. But if you had a very keen eye, you might have thought this was also a multiverse meetup of dozens of Stan Lees, too. Of course, Stan Lee had his featured cameo in the film, but he could also be spotted several more times in the movie, including multiple subway cars. This was due to the fact that every artist working on the film, all 180 plus of them, really wanted to draw Stan Lee themselves. So he shows up quite a lot in the film, at least for a few frames. I'm Radio Matt. See you next time for more Nerd History.
Hey everyone, I'm Hector Miray, and this is Faith and Fandom 180 on LTN Radio. So this past weekend, I had the pleasure of DJing a very beautiful wedding. And on top of it just being really beautiful, it was one of the nerdiest weddings I've ever been to. Like, the way you wished the bride and groom, well wishes and such, was by signing a little wooden R2-D2 and dropping it inside a glass-encased Millennium Falcon. Okay, cool. That was great. Each of the table settings at the wedding was a different Star Wars character, which you had to find and identify. The entire bridal photo shoot had lightsabers. And then when it got down to actually partying and dancing around and stuff, literally most of the dance floor was people dancing while holding lightsabers. So there was a lot of nerd going on in this, and I was like, oh man, these are my people, this is my tribe, I'm super here for this. And but part of the reception time was doing the shoe game, which, if you're not aware, that's kind of like a newlywed game that involves shoes and trivia, etc. And so I was doing the shoe game, and I was like, oh man, there's all this great Star Wars stuff, it'll probably be fun to ask them some Star Wars questions. And so my first question is, as I'm introducing them, I'm like, all right, you guys obviously love Star Wars a bunch. Who would be the first of you two to turn to the dark side? And the bride says, I've never seen any Star Wars. And I literally, you could hear my blink over in the microphone. It's your wedding day and there's Star Wars everywhere. And you just are down with that without even knowing anything. I was like, what? Just because it looks like people are passionate about something doesn't mean they are. Scripture teaches us in 2 Timothy 3, verse 5, said that there's lots of people like that, and there will be more people like that as time goes on that look like they actually follow, but they don't. 2 Timothy 3:5 says, having the appearance of godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. No, I'm not saying I needed to leave that lady's wedding, but we need to realize that there's going to be plenty of people who actually look like they're passionate about their faith, but really aren't. Don't just go by appearance. Remember to catch Faith and Fandom 180 every Wednesday morning on the Back Row Morning Show, only on LTN Radio. And if you'd like to learn more about Faith and Fandom, head over to faithandfandom.org, where you can learn about our Comic-Con ministry, podcasts, memes, apparel, and book series. You can even read new chapters before they make it to the next book. I'm Hector Miray, and thank you for spending the last 180 seconds with me.